Alright, before we start, one little thing I need to get off my chest. It's not soldering, there's clearly an L in it. It's soldering. It's not the Statue of Liberty, it's the Statue of Liberty. This communist aggression will not stand. Intrinsically safe. Alright, so we've got these chips arriving in the mail. Finally, I ordered like 15 of these, all different styles, types and varieties, because you never know if they're going to rock out, pretty much. So there's no point fucking around. We'll get in it. So this one, I have to work out the information and put it later because I can remember what supplier sent what. But this girl here, this is the most promising. These buttons gives me a little bit of control, and yeah, hopefully I can desolder, get them off, or just attach to in parallel the cables for the system. This one here, well, it's got the pins. I'll have to see if I can get it in focus. Yeah, there's no information on what pin corresponds. Oh, there we go. So I should be able to something out of this. I dare say I'll be able to buy some sort of jumper port system to be able to click straight in there, but me being a rough cunt, I'm probably going to try and solder straight to the pegs, straight on the pins there. And as you can see, I've got quite a few different ready to go variables. So this one will definitely be accessible. It's whether it works, how it works, you know. But to start off with, bigger is better. This one's easy to hook the speaker up to, easy power supply. I'll give it a plug in, see how it operates, and then it's a case of get the desoldering machine out, see what I can achieve. I'm no pro at soldering, but I'm willing to give it a go, you know. So this chip here, this is one you've seen previously in one of my update videos. Definitely turns on, definitely connects. I'm just lacking any control input, so this is no good for what I'm trying to achieve here. However, this busted old welder, that's in a need for a little bit of a retrofit. Some sort of speakers. I want to keep it looking like a welder, and might make a little Bluetooth speaker out of that. One thing I noticed straight away is the difference in the antennas. See, this one's got like a pulsating sine wave, almost. This one has a very tight pulsating sine wave. And from what I can gather, this one is just a T. So I'm curious how that affects the range. This is the most promising because of the pins, but I would hate for it to be the most terrible range. So well, I'm gonna juice this up first. This one's the easiest one. It's got the plug, I've got the adapter. Get this going, see what it connects to, check out the controls, and then it's literally just, there's nothing on the back here, so I am gonna have to try and do sneaky little soldering on the front. So I'm gonna have to get the meter out, see what's open, what's closed, what these switches are actually switching. Let's hope the audio files don't kill me. Google Maps my address and whatnot. Home invasion. You know how those audio files get. Should be put on a register, I've always said. Alright, she's sorted. Alright. So as you can see, Bluetooth stuff there. Power on, hoping for not too much smoke. Righto, so this is my mate's band. We'll give it a bit of a test ride. Bit of volume up. And volume down. Let's see if the pause works. Pause works. Play. Now, might be asking a bit much, but we'll skip. Ah, working. Alright, so we can confirm that this chip works. Not even a dead on arrival. Kicking goals here. So now all I need to work out is how I'm going to swap these over into the big rig. Before I even think about soldering it, I'm going to have to try and work out what these pins actually do. So continuity. Continuity. They must be sports. I'm not really. I'm learning. So maybe it's up to go, trying to work it out. Nothing. Yeah. All I need is to get in there. Probably, I'm gonna be fucking depth. Alright, try to ignore the shitty angle, but here's what I've come up with. As you can see, the circuit board's been printed in such a way that the play cruises along here and comes to this pin. The back cruises along and takes from this pin. The next cruises along, takes from this pin. Volume there, so on and so forth. You can see them printed in there. If not, the human eye can see whether the camera picks it up or not. So now I can also see what looks to be a continuity down here printed on the bottom pins, or perhaps a big continuity printed here between them. So I'm a little bit lost. So the top left are independent signals. Now, where I struggle is whether it's this middle rail that's actually providing a common, some sort of common power supply or common negative, or whether it's the bottoms. Because from what I can see with the printed circuit board and my very limited knowledge, I can't work out which way it goes. Having said all this, like a true conquester and explorer, I'm not worried to break a few eggs to make this omelette. So I'm going to try and pull this case off and see if I can find. Now, this could be my famous last words, and this could be where I just fucked my chip, but a few more weeks and I'll get another one. Alright, so we got the case off and the button. Interesting. Interesting. So, let's see if we can get the probes on this. Again, I'm showing off how little I know. We'll give it another refate. Oh. Interesting. So now I've probably fucked it. Like all good things that come into my workshop, they end up fucked. You know what? Let's rip them all off. It's probably more finesse, and I do own a desoldering machine, but we've come this far, haven't we? Alright, we've got one of these off in the full piece, so we'll try and work out what's actually going on under the hood. That seems to just be rolled over. Oh yeah, interesting. So we have, where did that piece go that I just fucked? This little, what looks to be copper, little copper punched out disc is actuated by this. When you push this down, it depresses this disc that is concave. You can hear it. That's the response you get with your finger when you press it too. Pushes that down onto this, which must be, it must short from there across. So now we just have to work out what the inner pieces have continuity to. So the inside connects to the top, and the outside connects to the bottom. So what we're chasing here is pretty much, we need a link from the top to the bottom, So if I enable my switches into this, we should have a pretty good plan, theoretically. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to solder 2 bits of wire to it. I mean, micro solder. I'll try my best. And then I'll just make a manual switch and we'll see if I can change any controls on the system. Why fuck around with solder when theoretically I can just use these? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hook the speaker back up. I'm going to zoom the camera out a little bit. And I'm literally going to bridge it with these needle nose pliers just across like that. And if I can get it to change, I know I'm onto a winner. Alright, so power, let's hope for no smoke. She's on. Now, that's connected. So, I've lost my play, so we might as well just start off with that, see if not getting play. Maybe the continuity of these isn't quite what I thought it cracked up to be. Stand by. I've got the solder set to 420. Grow up, you hippies. I'm just going to try and put a little dab on there as a little base. Little glove. That seems to be stuck. Playing. Pause. Play. So, the only trouble with this is it's definitely a short-term pulse. It's a on. And off. So, what we've learned is 100% we can solder this to my own auxiliary inputs. Only problem is they need to be pulsed, and the switches on mine are currently on or off. There's no pulse function. So I'm either going to have to put something in line with this to create the pulse, but then you will be left with the wrong feedback on the toggle switch. You'll turn it on, it will pulse, it will go on, but then it will be on now. So this is something I'm going to have to overcome. Trying to order switches, replacement switches that will fit in the fascia of the old school machine, as you can see here, it's going to be hard. So for the temporary being, I'm going to put this down to like a semi-success, and I'm going to have a look at the switch mechanisms. I don't want to have to go as far as to put my own springs in it, so you push it down and it springs it back up. That is currently an option, although I must look at the switch first before I can sign myself up for such a finesse type deal. Alright, so we've got the Bluetooth preferences open here. I'm not sure if you can make that out. These are all the old test subjects. We'll adjust this down to 5 volts. Perfect. Now, take the alligator clips and there's a high chance we'll let smoke out here, and it's not going to be the most eventful smoke out, but I dare say it will happen. Onto this bodgy. It's holding at 5 volts, which is a good sign. I'm not hearing anything though. See if we can see anything happen with the chip. No good. Alright, I don't know if it's my terrible attempt at soldering or what. I'm not getting anything out of this one, so I'm going to shut this one down and I'm going to wait until I get the proper jumpers to have a proper go at it. So we'll call that a failure. As you can see, my solders, they're on there. So they might not be pretty, but they're making contact. They're doing the job that they're supposed to do. So I'll clean them up, I'll desolder them, and I'll get the adjuster. Well, I've bent that, so I probably fucked it. I'll straighten it out. I'll get the jumper, the female port, and we'll give it another go. This one I was the most skeptical at from the get-go. However, I'm onto something with this one. See what happens. We had a beer, we shot the shit, learnt some stuff, failed at some stuff, succeeded elsewhere. End of the day, what a success.